When we host an exchange student, there are so many questions to answer. The student opens our eyes to aspects of our daily life and culture that were invisible to us before a foreigner arrived in our life. Things like topics of conversation that we didn't even think about that are taboo, or how punctual we are everywhere we go in the eyes of the student, or how early we eat dinner, or how early we get up in the morning. Things that seem so normal, and suddenly the student is asking us, why do you do this? In this video, I'm going to share a powerful analogy for describing and talking about culture. It's describing culture as a game. So if you want to make cultural diversity fun, then this video is for you. So how is culture like a game? It's really quite simple. Let's imagine that every country in the world is a giant game board. So I like to imagine the United States like a Monopoly board. I often describe Spain as a chessboard. And I think what's really useful about this analogy is that when you're working with young people, you can explain to them that when they leave their country, it's kind of like they're leaving behind one way to play the game of life, and they're landing in another game where they need to find out what game are people playing and what are the rules of this game. So let me give you some examples. Let's think about gratitude, for example. We've done another video about that, and I'll put the link below this in the description below this video. We have a whole culture of gratitude in the United States, and it's kind of like a game that we play. We have the object of the game, which is showing our gratitude in culturally appropriate ways in the United States. And there's a lot of rules to that game, like when you should send a thank you card, when you should just say thank you, when you should actually sit down with someone and really open up and tell them how much they mean to you. So that's just one of the games that we play. We also have games around food and eating and meal times. We have games around etiquette in conversation, like polite topics of conversation, when it's okay to argue and when it's not, and how you should do it. So all of these are different areas of culture in the United States that a foreign exchange student would need to understand in order to adapt to our culture, dive into our game, and start playing like everybody else. There's an article that goes with this video, and the link is below the video as well. I invite you to read the article. It gives you a lot more examples, specific examples of things that have surprised different foreign exchange students and how those represent different cultural games that are going on that we can explain. I really hope that this video helps you to spark really interesting conversations with your exchange student. Not only will you help the student adapt to life in the United States, but you will learn so much in the process. Coming up next, we're going to look specifically at the food and eating game and how that can create a sort of a culture shock for foreigners, especially exchange students who are actually living in our home and eating the same food we eat every day and at our meal times. We're going to take a quick look at that. So I invite you to stay with us and subscribe to this channel because we're making more videos about cultural diversity all the time. See you soon.